Hey, everybody. Hope you are doing awesome today. I want to go over a very simple but powerful conversation that I think can help you in a lot of ways. It has a lot to do with the difference between your soul work and your sacred work. And this month, we are focused on kind of a simple conversation that we're looking at. In April, we're doing this 14-day challenge to help you do your life work for your sake, whether you get paid for it or not. And this is a step in the direction of getting where you want to get with your work. And so in this first week, we're going to focus on soul work, sacred work, and paying the bills. Paying the bills being, of course, a very important part of this. Now, what I want to suggest to you is there's a very basic quote, you might have heard it, and that is that the meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. And many people will experience something like this. They're doing work that is paying the bills for them, but they don't really love it. It's practical, it pays the bills, or maybe it doesn't quite pay the bills, but they're not yet in the conversation of doing soul work. And then most people would love to be doing work that they believe ignites their soul, that gets them excited about what they're doing. They feel they're on purpose, their why, whatever word you want to call this, living your mission. And they'd love it to be the case that this work is helping them pay their bills. Now, one of the easiest things to do is to look at these two things and say, if I'm already doing my sacred work, and to me, that's just work that allows you to pay your bills and just responsible work, whatever word you want to put on it. I call it sacred because it sometimes can help you move towards your purpose, but it's practical. And you can do that and then just start doing your soul work, whether it's something you get paid for or not. And then over time, start learning how you can get paid for it and start looking for a way to start making money with your soul work, whether it's as a side business, writing books, online courses, volunteering, and then eventually turn that volunteer situation into some sort of paid situation, freelancing, whatever it might be. And so eventually being able to reach a situation where there is this overlap, there's this harmony, this integration of the two. It certainly does not happen overnight, and it doesn't always happen exactly like this. So what I want to also do is, for those of you all who are listening to this saying, Wade, I've been trying to do this for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I've been for 20 years trying to get fully paid for my entire income from my soul work, and it doesn't work that way. In my case, where I am right now is that my sacred work is allowing me to pay my bills, and my soul work allows me to make a difference, and the two don't necessarily meet. So I first encourage you to consider, where are you right now? Are you doing work that pays your bills? So are you living within your means? Are you able to pay your bills? And then secondly, separate from that, are you doing work that you find meaningful? Do you feel like you're doing what you believe your purpose in the world is, whether you make money for that or not? Because that's the starting point, to start there. And then start moving the conversation to, how could you create first this, where you make sure that, yes, you're paying your bills, you're living within your means, you have money to save for whatever is important for you, the future, retirement, whatever it might be, pay your taxes, pay your groceries, live where you live, all that good stuff. And you also are doing your soul work. It's not just something you're thinking about, but you're doing it in some form or fashion. For example, one of the things that is very soulful for me is coaching youth sports. I don't get paid to do that financially, but it's very rewarding for me. And so in that case, that one dimension of soul work, and I happen to believe there's many dimensions of areas where we're doing our soul work, things such as raising our children. If you have children, that can be part of it as well. But overall, I want to make sure that you're first doing sacred work, paying your bills, or whatever you want to call that sacred work, and that you're able to start doing something you really love, that you believe is part of the reason why you're here on the planet. And then start looking at, what are the different ways you could start getting paid for some of the soul work you do? In what ways could you start moving that towards something you make money for? And again, it might take a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. But as somebody who's been an entrepreneur over 20 years, been in the workforce nearly 30 years, or actually more than 30 years, a couple years isn't that big of a deal in the overall scheme of things. And so think about, what would you need to achieve in order to get to this point, to where your work is work that you really love, it's paying your bills, and it's allowing you to do the type of work that you find meaningful. Now, to be really clear here, a lot of people can get a little almost too optimistic with this or too idealistic with this and too specific. Well, Wade, it has to look a certain way. I have to do this all the time. Wade, I'm a singer. I have to sing all the time. Yeah, most singers practice. Wade, I want to be an actor. I have to act all the time. Well, they rehearse. Wade, I want to be a famous soccer player or basketball player. Wade, those people practice. Okay. So knowing that no matter what the situation is, there's still something that involves work. There's going to be parts of it that we don't like. And anybody who's been an entrepreneur will tell you that. Anybody who's wealthy or has been very successful will tell you that not everything goes exactly the way you want it. And yet it can be worth it to do that work. And so what you're going to find is there's a link below here to a worksheet, or you could just answer the questions that I've outlined here for you and start looking at how can you start doing some soul work today. Even if it's not exactly what you want, even if it's not as much of it as you'd like, how can you start doing that now and making that a part of what you do on a regular basis? I hope you find this helpful. If you need additional assistance with this, please put comments in the section below or email me. And also, you're welcome to join the 3-Day Weekend Club community. This is a community where we help freelancers, entrepreneurs, employees, professionals of all types to start creating a 3-day weekend lifestyle. Half of the community roughly is free, where we help you with sort of the life coaching part, making your life outside of work awesome and as meaningful as possible, making the most of your money, your time, your relationships, and your things. And then the premium part of the community is involved in helping you then grow a business that allows you to fund that. So again, hope you're doing awesome. Hope you and your loved ones are awesome. As always, I look forward to helping you create the life and the lifestyle you most desire so you can better enjoy your family, your friends, and your life. Thanks for listening.